Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well this morning. Let me just flip that round. There you go. Hope you're all doing well. Big up to you all. Smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Big up to my man Buster. He says, "Hey Joe, literally just finished watching your pre-show with Potts. Enjoying your content, man. Good vibes. You picked the same bottom three as me." Big up to you, Buster, which doesn't involve Leeds United. And before we go any further, I just want to shout out my main man David, who is a regular watcher of the channel and actually creates, like, I think they're called busts. Would you call them busts? These things here, I think they're called busts. So as you'll see, he watches my channel. I'm going to get his details from it, but he creates busts. Busts. I think that's what they call them. I'm going to keep saying that. Bust. Boobs. But yeah, so basically he creates busts. And he watches my channel whilst doing that. And we've been in contact for a while, just chatting. And he said, look, I'd like to send you something. So as you can see, he sent me the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, of who I've got a tattoo. Sent me the Deadpool, these pop heroes. And also he sent me something for my little man as well. So big up to him. Defo bust. Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? It looks cool, right? Does it look cool? Does it go? It is what it is. I like it. Why was I put on a stream timeout? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm not the moderator. The moderators will moderate. It is what it is. I didn't do no moderation, but I back the moderators. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? It's not that deep. Don't let it affect you. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Listen, there's some nice people in the world. You know, yesterday when I brought my charger, big up to Paul. Paul reached out to me. Paul Smith, regular watcher, works in electrics, said, listen, I've got a company. Let me send you some. Boom. He sent them over. So again, there is lovely people in this world. Paul Smith, David Nicholson, you know who you are. Big up to you all. Love you all. Was just watching on Halftime Hook's channel, hardest working YouTuber by miles. Big up to you, Animally. Legend for the game. Very lovely of him. Just Joe with a load of bus show. I love it. I love it. Yeah, big up to Halftime Hooks. He's a top guy, a great content creator. I am going to be on Footy Judge More at 2 o'clock. So make sure you join me over there. That'll be a good chat. I put a redirect. So before we get into today's preview, though, I do just want to cover a few things. One of the things I want to cover initially is the fact that Leeds United are interested in Bournemouth's defender, James Hill. Hill has 1 year left on his current deal and is admired by Daniel Farker. He's 23-year-old, plays predominantly as a centre-back, but can also cover at right-back. Leeds are looking to sign a full-back. We know Jayden Bogle hopefully goes throughout the season, so the backup might even get a shot. But if you have someone like James Hill to come in who can play right centre-back, of which we don't have a backup for Rodon, by the way, and right-back, perfect. Two positions covered with one stone. Happy days, right? So James Hill comes in, and I agree with what Chris said about James Justin's injury again. It's not bad, but even still, he does have injury concerns, and the transfer fee I read the other day was 7 million. Feel that that's too much. Not when you can pick up someone like James Hill, who's younger, in the last year of his contract, and we'll be able to, we'll probably get him a lot cheaper than the 7 mil that's been touted about. Now, I spoke to Sam from a Bournemouth podcast. He gave me his opinion on James Hill, of which I'll read to you as well what he actually said. To be honest as well, I just want to shout out Lockie. Lockie also mentioned, look, James Hill is very good. Watched him against Barrow last season. Obviously, Lockie was working at Barrow at the time. He was in an under-21s game versus Brentford B. Obviously not top opponents, but he's seen him in the flesh and he said he was very good. In terms of what Sam had to say to him, the Brentford fan, I will just read through what Sam had to say. Big up to Sam, he's a top guy as well. He said, yes, James Hill is a solid defender. It's been really good for us when he stepped in on a number of occasions. Obviously, he was always going to struggle for minutes because ahead of him, he had Dean Huijsen and Zabrani, who one of them's at PSG, one of them's at Real Madrid. So is it any wonder? Can also do a job at right back. They've also improved their centre-backs this season again. They have Senesi. They've also just brought in another one. I forget his name. It escapes me right now, but they've brought in a new centre-back as well. Spent about 30 million, I believe. But mainly a right-sided centre-back or right-back. He's strong. He's athletic. He's a good profile. He's strong in the air. His reading of the game improves all the time. He's relatively quick, which is good. Diakate, that's the one. Sam also said he's in sort of like the Tyrone Mings mold, which is good. He came up actually from AFTV's, Cecil from AFTV. He has a company called Talent Transfer. He came up through that. I've actually been given Cecil's details. So if it progresses, I'm going to speak to Cecil. He said he'd be happy to come on the channel. So, yeah, he came up through the AFTV company Talent Transfer and now is at Bournemouth. So there's no better person to speak to than the owner of that company, Cecil. So no frills, but very, very solid. So that's good. No, I don't agree, Michael, because just on that point, I'll bring it up so people know what I'm saying. I don't agree because we already have a specialist right back and left back. So if we have someone who can dovetail into two positions, we don't want to spend a lot of money. Maybe in the future, yeah. Okay, you have two specialist right backs. But there, for me, you have a player who can play both positions, right centre-back and right back. Yeah, Bornau, again, same sort of role. But Bornau has his injury concerns. I do like that Justin can cover left as well. But I think it's an exciting transfer. You know me, I'm not going to throw shade at the business unless I know enough. I think people are too quick. If my man's been speaking like he knows him and it's not true, is it? But yeah, we can cover two positions, so I don't mind the transfer. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. And if we do need to speak more on him, we can obviously speak to people that know him and have watched him. In terms of just on the continent as well, the future of Kristantos Uche is uncertain. There's been several inquiries made for him from Leeds, Sunderland, Wolves and Nice. Atafi has lowered its demands from the 20 million it was asking for in June, now down to 15 million euros. They need to sell due to FFP. If Leeds are serious about Uche, maybe we'll go over that. I don't think we will be now that we've got Okafor. We might have inquired previously, but I don't think we do now. Now, what I will say in response to that as well, they've already cut that transfer fee by 5 million, right? 5 million euros. So Leeds United still want 2 or 3. They're keeping the powder dry. Last 2 weeks of the window, less than 2 weeks now, some more price will come down. We know when we got Rafinha on deadline day previously, we'd spoken to him before, tried to get it done, too pricey. Then all of a sudden we get a call off Deco saying you can get him for 17 million. They said, yes, 100%, let's make it happen. So let's wait and see. I'm happy with what we've got right now. We still need some extra bits, but they will come in time. But that's just a quick update on what's going on. Luis Sinisterra has joined Cruzeiro on loan. What about this for a story as well? Matteo Moretti, just before we do go on to the Arsenal preview, Nuno Espirito Santo might be for the sack already. Mental. But Joe, with all these players coming in, how does Faka keep these players happy? Or will make the sub bench? No, that's right. That's why you need a squad. Someone may have to leave. Yeah, some may leave on loan potentially. Who knows? But let's talk about Arsenal. Let's talk about Arsenal and Leeds United. Hot off the press, just from Arteta's press conference right now, Havertz and Norgard are out. White is a doubt. Eze not part of our group yet. So no Eze. White will be a doubt. Havertz and Norgard are out. Now, I did hear from Potsy that both White and Timber sat out the open training session. They did an open training session, which fans could go to. White and Timber both sat that out. So White is a doubt. That's confirmed by White is a doubt. Just all right. Okay, leave him in here with me then. Shut the door. Good lad. Kids are there. He's just let Billy in. That's all. So White is a doubt. Timber also may be a doubt. No one's deleted it. No one's deleted it. We will be there. Can see you. Eze, not part of our group yet. I did also hear as well on their opening training session that Saka and Madueke had swapped wings, only for a brief moment, but they might be. Is that true for people? I hope not. Is that true? Someone said the other day it was quieter as well. Is everyone else's mic okay? Not your mic, but is it all right, folks, or is it just Thomas? Please don't tell me I've fine. It was off, but okay. Is it okay now? It's all good. A little bit crackly. Hang on, let me turn it down. Is this okay? Crackling. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Is this better now? Let me know if that's better now. Sound fine, yeah? It's not crackling anymore. Hello, 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 hello. Right, it's fine. Yeah, all good. I think what it is, I'd turned the I think I'd turned the gain up. Right, let's focus. Let's focus. Right, let's get into the game. Sorry about that. Thanks for giving me the heads up, though, Thomas. It should be sorted now, yeah? Leeds United versus Emirates. As the title versus Emirates. At the Emirates versus Arsenal, yeah? Toughest trip in the Prem. Yeah? Toughest trip in the Prem. Is it? I think it's up there. They have the best defense. They have the best defense in the league and have done for the last few seasons, right? So we're going there to a much better side than ours. Can't get away from that fact. They're streets ahead of us. And they're amazing at home. If this was at Ellen Road, I'd maybe give it a little bit of fourth. Yeah. Maybe I'd give it a little bit of thought and think maybe, just maybe. But for me, it's the toughest trip in the Prem. Can we avoid a slapping? There'll be some Arsenal fans out there keeping the powder dry, saying 2s and 3s, but they're probably thinking, boom, we can get it. We can get it. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. What is going on here? One sec. I hope my son hasn't been in here messing with it, Is this any better? Fucking great preview, this, isn't it? Let's have a look. I have got tabs open, yeah. I'll close some. I'll close some tabs, man. I'll get rid of some stuff. The thing is, it shouldn't be crackling, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be doing it at all. I can't hear it though at my end, you know. So I wonder if it's a YouTube thing. Like, there's no crack. Like, it's been fine for you. I think it could be a YouTube thing. You know, there's been a lot of issues of late. Yeah, no issue is there. I think it's fine. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, the compressor's in, Dan. That's what I mean. There's no problem here. No problem at my end. Fuck it. We go. Right, okay. So, yeah, nah, everything's closed now. It is what it is. We move, right? I'm just gonna continue. I think it might be a YouTube thing. Now I've done the jack and everything. It's all good, man. I'm just gonna move on now, me. Um, yeah, let me get back in. Right, so Arsenal versus Leeds United. Let's go through it then. Eze, someone's just mentioned Eze in the chat. Eze is not part of the squad yet, won't be part of the squad. So there's no worries there. Obviously, Ben White's a doubt. Havertz is definitely out, as we know. Look, Arsenal went to Manchester United, worked great. Off the ball, we're not great. Sorry, on the ball, we're not great. Trying to create open play chances against Manchester United, but of course their set pieces came to the fore. They got the win, right? This is a familiar tale from 24-25. This is what they're amazing at, set pieces. Now I'm actually not too concerned about their set pieces. Why am I not concerned? Well, Leeds United are the land of the giants, yeah. You know, it's the land of the giants. All hail the Leeds United Giants. So I'm not too worried about that side of things, if I'm being totally honest. Now, obviously, Calafiori got that goal last time. I don't think they cheated personally. I think Bayinder's just soft as shite. You know, 1-0 at Manchester United. It's a huge result for them. Yeah, it is. However, they weren't great. And if we're being honest, on another day, they could have lost. Maybe they were pretty fortunate to get away because Brian and Mbuemo, Mateus Cunha, they played well. They played well in that game. Although they couldn't get past David Raya, who for me is the best keeper in the league. Definitely one of, alongside Alisson, I think. So yeah, if it weren't for Raya, it could have been different. Now, they're now back at home. They, at home, are a different animal. At home are a different animal. You know, they are such a tough nut to crack at home. Defensively, they're exceptional. I don't think there's a better defense in the league. They have so many options as well. So we can talk about Ben White being a doubt. Timber might come in. Yeah. Calafiori. Do they have Zinchenko? I know they don't like Zinchenko, but still. At centre back, you've got Mascari, you've got Gabriel, you've got Saliba. The best partnership, Gabriel Saliba, for me. As a partnership. Not saying they're the best defenders, but as a partnership. Kivior underneath that as well. So it's going to be rock hard to get it. Of course, they finished second. I think one thing that could play into Leeds United's hands if we can keep it nil, especially till half time, is the pressure around the football club, right? There is so much pressure around the football club at the minute in terms of needing to be successful. They need to win something big. They need to win a league. They need to win the Champions League for the fans to feel okay. So if we can get this 0-0 at halftime, because it will be a buoyant atmosphere. It won't surprise me if Eze is announced on the pitch with the shirt. I remember when it happened at Old Trafford, Raphael Varane came out, got announced, they slapped us 6-1. Let's hope it's not the same as that. They're chasing a title this year. They know they can't drop any ball. They cannot drop any ball. But there are answers, there are questions that they need to answer in terms of form. I know we've only played one game, but there was a lot of criticism for their performance at Old Trafford, even from their own fans. For me, I was like, don't matter. You got out of there. You don't normally do well. You got 3 points. Some are saying that they cheated, foul by Saliba on Bayinda. I think it's bullshit. Like, the keeper just needs to be stronger there. Obviously, Leeds United got their first win of the season in the first game. Happy days. This gives us a bit of breathing space. If we do get beat, probably will get beat, should get beat. We needed 3 points on the board. We got that. Tarkowski handball. Metcha slotted it home. I'd start Metcha in this game just because he gets us up the pitch. Don't think DCL will be ready yet. So we'll wait and see. Both teams 3 points, right? Both teams won 1-0. We are joint for the Conference League. Now, this is a shout. Potentially. Strauch, Biol, Rodon, wing-backs. And I wouldn't even be telling my wing-backs to push forward. But I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll go 4-3-3. I think he could start Harrison. The reason I say that is he could start Harrison for Bukayo Saka. He'll need someone he can depend on defensively, structurally, and tactically to help out Gabriel Goodmanson. The last time Goodmanson came up against a Premier League winger was Mo Salah in the Champions League. He got cooked. So I think for me, he might start Harrison. I think he's got to start James on the right and Metcha up top. If we can get out, we get the ball up to Metcha and he hopefully can flick on James. A lot of Arsenal fans will laugh, but Dan James in this game would be ideal. Would be ideal. Now, if we were to go there and get a result, even a draw, even a draw, it would be huge. It'd be huge. 4 points after 2 games. I'd be like, that's it. We're staying up. If we win there, we're getting Champions League. But we know going to the capital is rock hard for Leeds United. We have lost our last 7 Premier League games in London. We know we don't do well. It's nothing to do with that. If you think he goes to somewhere like the Emirates and plays him just to get Harrison, no. He's playing Harrison because it'll be tactical to help with the defending. Can you rely on Nonto to do that against Nonto? Potentially not. Can you do that with Ramazani? Definitely not. But yeah, we know going down to London is tough. We've lost 7 times there. Not only that, Arsenal are on a 6-game winning run. 6-game winning run. In all comps, because we played them a lot of times in the FA Cup and stuff. I think even in the League Cup when Henry made his second coming and came off the bench, right? So they've won 6 on the spin against us and have avoided defeat in our last 14 games. So we've not beat them in 14. They've won 6 on the spin. I think the last time we got a draw against them would have been when Bielsa was here. We drew 1-1 at the at Ellen Road. No fans. If there was fans that day, we win. So our last win came in 2003 at Highbury. This is why we're talking at Highbury, man. At Highbury. Obviously, they're going to be bouncing as well. We have to remember they're going to be bouncing the fact they brought Eze off their fiercest rivals. They snatched him. They snatched him away from Spurs' clutches. They snatched Spurs' chain right when they thought they were about to take it to Harry Ramsden's and weigh it in. They snatched it. So that's done. Now, Arteta's already said he's not going to be involved. He's not part of the squad yet. So I expect Martinelli to play there. I back Bogle against Martinelli. Martinelli's a bit of a kick and run merchant at the minute. Get to the byline, see what I can do. I back Bogle to be able to match him up. It's the other side I worry about. Because for me, outside of Leeds United, Saka's one of my favourite players, if not my favourite player. I think he's a baller. We can't let him come inside. That's why I think there's a shout for Harrison. Yes, we'll lose something attacking, but if we want to keep it tight, I would start Harrison. I think it's a good shout to start him. If I'm honest, in terms of Leeds United's lineup, you go with this same... You could even see Biol come in, to be honest. But it'll probably be the same back 4. I think Gruev will come in at the 6 with Stack and Tanaka. Or he may drop... Actually, I could see him dropping Tanaka. If you want my honest opinion, I could see him dropping Tanaka and playing Longstaff and Stack. I think you lose something from Stack. We saw how decent he was going forward. I think keep Stack on the left of the 3, drop Tanaka into the 6, because we know he can find space. We know he's press resistant. We know he's got the balling capabilities. We know he's got the passing capabilities, and I would play Longstaff for his experience. I would play Longstaff for his experience and Harrison. Again, you're hearing these names. It's a bit meh, but needs must against Arsenal. We know Ben White and Norgard are out now. If Timber is out, I don't know. I don't know who they play at right back. Maybe someone can let me know in the chat. We know Jesus is out as well. That's been and done for. We're going to be without Ampadu, which is absolutely massive because he was immense. He was immense, and he'll be gutted to be missing this game as well. Now, maybe Gruev comes in, but I think I would prefer dropping Tanaka in there and having... I don't know if Tomiyasu's still about, you know. I don't know if dropping Tanaka in there and having Stack and Longstaff could work. Now, we are, apart from Ampadu, we're at full strength. So we have Bornau, who'll be on the bench. We'll have Yaka Biol. Could he start? Maybe Biol starts. We don't know. Yeah, I'm not saying Gruev isn't ready, by the way. If Gruev starts as well, Sonny, I'm not bothered. You know? If Gruev starts there, totally fine. So we'll wait and see. Maybe Calvert-Lewin makes the bench. Could Okafor start? I was banging that drum, but I actually think he might go Jack Harrison for his defensive capabilities. Now, for Arsenal, again, Raya in goal, Timber at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori at left back. If Dan James anywhere on that pitch can cause problems, it's against Calafiori. It's against Calafiori every day of the week. That's the one area I look at. He's great. But it's one area I think, okay, whenever I pick it up in that midfield, I'm putting Dan James in behind. Because, of course, Arsenal are going to be expected to possess the ball. They're expected to keep us pinned in. So when we do have the opportunity, I'll be straight over the top, looking for the run of James against Calafiori. In their midfield, you're looking at Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Martin Odegaard, different gravy. And then a front three of Saka, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. Double up on Saka, stop him cutting in. That's why I'd start Harrison, personally. I'd have Dan James on the right, and I'd start Metro. And then the midfield threes, whatever combination he thinks is going to work best. But I think it might be Tanaka with Stack and Longstaff either side. I think that'd work great. Industrious, physical, athletic, up against one of the best midfields. I think what we can take hope from is the fact they're still in transition with this new side, with Zubimendi being put in there, with Gyökeres being put in there. They're still in transition. A week is a long time in football. That have worked on a lot of things in training. But yeah, I do believe they're going to have a lot more chances than they got against Manchester United. Let's be honest. As poor as Man United have been, we're still lower. It is what it is. That final pass let them down. We have to try close the gaps to ensure that, because they can get frustrated. But they're back on their own turf, and you do expect them to click into gear. Why wouldn't you? The thing is when and how we concede. If we can keep it tight till half-time, genuinely, the nerves start, and you just never know. But if we concede within the first 10, 15 minutes, it's good night, Vienna. What I will say, off the ball, structurally, tactically, last season we were immense. And I expect that to be the same again. We are going to be difficult to beat. Now, here comes the prediction time. If I'm honest, I think we get beat. And I think Arsenal win 2-0. The last time I predicted a defeat, I cannot remember. I haven't for the last 2 seasons, that's for sure. But I'm not going to sit here and be delulu and say, we beat them. It'd be amazing if we got a draw, let alone 3 points. I mean, Pirro might start, Philip, but I think it's the wrong decision. we would need Metra as an outlet, 100%. We need Metra as an outlet to be able to bring in the wingers. And that's another reason you start Harrison, because I think for me, his balls into the box, he's the best deliverer from that side. I know you won't agree, but from the left-hand side, he is. Maybe you bring... Listen, if we're 0-0, at half-time, maybe you throw an ace in the pack at 70 minutes, still 0-0. You bring on a Ramazani, you bring on a Okafor, you put Calvert-Lewin in and start pumping balls into the box. Set pieces we've got to be wary of. But we'll see. The email, mate, is wayman1988 at gmail.com. My last name, 1988. It is on my Twitter, mate. You'll see it on my Twitter for business inquiries. But we'll wait and see. But I do think Arsenal will win the game 2-0. Anything else is a bonus. Just don't get slapped up, Leeds. Just don't get battered. If you don't get battered, you'll be all right. Hopefully Timber's a doubt, as well as Ben White. Then they'll have question marks at right back. But the one area we can cause problems is Dan James in behind Calafiori. Yes, Robbie, bang on. Don't care too much about the result. You just want to see a performance. Agreed. I don't care if the fan base are against Harrison. They won't be happy. Who cares? They're not the managers. They're not the manager. I'm not the manager. We can question his decisions, but he's the one that's job's on the line. Don't make mistakes. Exactly, Sonny. Don't make it easy for them. Don't concede a silly goal early doors and stay in the game. And I think we will, because we're competitive, we're physical, we're athletic, we're going to go. Do what we did. What my main worry is, with the manager, is he going to be stubborn and say, no, I want to possess the football. I want to have a go. Which is commendable, but also could get you a slapping. So let's go away from there. If we do get beat 1s or 2-0, happy days, we gave them problems. We then go to Newcastle at home and go, right, okay, we can get some at home against these. I'll be much more confident for that than this one. It is by that. We get men behind the ball, low block, and see what we can get on the counter. 100%. But listen, folks, I'm going to leave it there now. I am going over onto Footy Judge Mo's channel, so redirect straight over there. Come and join us. It'll be a great chat. Loads of fans in there as well. So make sure you join us and make sure you subscribe to this and Mo's channel. Also, folks, tonight, West Ham take on Chelsea. We'll be doing a watch along, so I'll see you for that as well from about 7:30. Enjoy the rest of your day. Unless there's any transfer news, which I don't expect it to be, you'll see me tonight on the watch along. But also, come on over to Footy Judge Mo now. I'll see you there. Peace out. Hang on. A-Town. Yeah, it's not a super chat. Never mind. Yeah, no worries.